Good evening, everyone, and then welcome to this analysis session. Yeah, because I think last week we decided I dropped a poll and we decided that we're going to start doing midweek analysis sessions. I was thinking of Wednesdays, but then I was like, if you do analysis on Wednesday in the evening, the only trading days you have are just Thursday and Friday, so you miss most of the opportunities in the market. So it's better we start on Tuesdays in the evening. So why we don't do it on Mondays because Monday markets are just opening, but then by Tuesday the markets have moved to a certain level. So from Wednesday, Thursday, we can look at what opportunities we can actually get in the market. So that's been said, let's get into it and then let's get started. But then we'll start today by analyzing the setup we had on gold today. So I'll more or less give you guys an insight into what I actually saw before I took that trade on gold that more or less gave us close to 200, a bit 250 pips. So let me go to gold. So this is my gold chart. But then let me cut it to where price was this morning. So yeah, price was here around like 7 a.m. Yes. Because I think it was around there that I was telling some of my students that okay, they should watch out for the trade. So this was where price was. This was the 1 hour time frame. Now I did not just start my analysis on the 1 hour time frame. Do you get? I started it on the 4 hour time frame. It's a top-down process. So I went to the 4 hour time frame to look for my buyers. Okay, what area is this market trending towards? And even a blind person can clearly see that this is actually trending to the upside. This is currently an uptrend. Do you understand? Price has been creating clear series of higher highs, higher low, higher high, small higher low, higher high, and then it's coming down for like a higher low. Now we're looking to buy. So we drop to our 1 hour time frame now to look at those places where we can jump on those buys. What are the best levels for us to get those buys at? So, one sec. Okay. Sorry, let's go back. So, price, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, you see that price has been creating series of same thing, higher high, higher low, and then price just pushed up to create another higher high, and then it started retracing to the downside. So what I basically did was I plotted my Fibonacci from the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high, and then waited for price to come back to tap the 0.618. Now, it was this next candlestick that tapped to the 0.618 level. Now, once price tapped that 0.618 level, what I did was drop to the 5 minutes time frame. Now, as I dropped to the 5 minutes time frame, now I was looking for an entry confirmation, and that entry confirmation was a reversal. That's a shift in market structure. So, if you look at the 5 minutes time frame, you see that we had like a downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then lower low. Do you understand? That's that retracement we have on the 1 hour time frame. But then on the 5 minutes time frame, it was looking like a full-blown downtrend. So if price would actually stop and then start buying on that 1 hour time frame, do you understand? These 5 minutes will have to change and start doing series of higher high, higher low. So it was that change I was more or less looking at. I was looking out for. So what I did was wait. Let me see. Let me increase this. Okay. I think it was okay. It was at this moment that the market actually changed. So if you look at this, you see that price actually broke above this high here. Do you get? So the market sort of like created
So bring Gary, you know, food.
the market actually created like sorry, like a lower low, lower high, failure to create another lower low, lower high, another failure to create another lower low, and then we broke above. So we broke above a lower high. Now, for those of you that don't know, yeah, there's this thing. Whenever you have a downtrend, let's say price is creating series of lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price comes to break a lower high to the upside, then you have a shift in market structure. What that means is this is no longer what and not sorry, a downtrend is indicating that what buyers want to kick into the market. Now, when we see this on a lower time frame around where we're looking to buy, it more or less gives us traders an insight that this market that I'm looking to buy, the buyers are about to what start That's why this whole downtrend we're having as a retracement has started changing to what? An uptrend. So what we basically did was entry around here. One sec. Entry around that high that was broken. So I more or less waited for price to come back and then retest. By this red candlestick, that was when I like decided to jump on the trade. So here, stop loss a few pips below here, and then we target the 1 hour high. So target the 1 hour high, which is up here, something around here. So this was what the setup was like. This was what the setup was like. So something like this, price tap and then go up. And if you look at what price did, after that, price just started pushing up. We had that whole initial first profit. And honestly, this trade here, it was just patience. I was almost running out. So price pushed up again. I think at this point I was running like, was it like 70 or $90 profit? And then price came back to entry. I almost cried. And then it went down. It did as if it wanted to like go touch the stop loss. We're already halfway. Or I think it was when I already even gave up. So if I already gave up, and then I was like, nah, this shit was going to hit my stop loss. And then price went back up. And then from there, we just went straight and then hit our take profits. You guys get the whole idea. So that was basically the whole idea of the setup. It was more or less getting that we had an uptrend on the higher time frame, come to 1 hour, get the zone where I could potentially buy. Price tapped inside, came to the lower time frame, look for entry confirmation, and then we jumped on it. So it's basically it's let's go to our current chart now and then see what opportunities we can actually get. One sec. So this is our current chart on gold. So price has pushed up to create another high. We're still in that uptrend. So what I'm looking at here on gold is that as price has created this higher high now, we'll look at price coming back to create like a higher low, and then we get those buys from there to the upside. So for now, I've not plotted my Fibonacci yet, but then once I see that retracement start pushing to the downside properly, I'll plot my Fibonacci from the low to the high. Same thing, wait for price to come back, tap the 0.618 level, then we look to buy something like this. So this is the setup I have on gold. Something like this, tap and then buy. Now, we actually had almost the same thing on BTC. So the buys on BTC, it was still the same thing. It was price reacting at a Fibonacci level. But yeah, so let me delete this one. I already plotted this on BTC. I'm waiting for when price to come back and then tap here tomorrow. So this is BTC. So if you look at this, you see that price created like this whole higher high, higher low, and then now it has created another higher high and it's retracing to the downside. Now, let's go to the higher time frame and then see if we still have that same bias. Now, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you see clearly that price was actually in a downtrend. Price was creating a series of lower low, lower high, another lower low, lower high here, then failure to create lower low, and then we broke above. So we had some sort of like a shift in market structure, a double bottom, indicating that price has started what? Or bullishness have started kicking into the market. Do you understand? That's telling us that we should look for buy opportunities. And if you go to the 1 hour time frame, it's the same thing. We're actually having like an uptrend currently. Price has started creating series of higher high, higher low, another higher high, and then it's retracing for a higher low. Are you guys getting the idea? So I'm looking at where would this retracement stop for the next buy to the upside. So what I'm going to do in this case is plot my fib again from most recent low to the most recent high, wait for price to come back and then tap that 0.618, something like this. Tap 0.618, then we buy in anticipation of that reversal to the upside. So for now, I'm just waiting for price to come back and then tap that level. And if you look at it, I have an alert at that point there. That's just it. Now, I was telling you guys that BTC today, they buy to the upside today. This whole buy to the upside here respected Fibonacci. So this whole push to the upside here was based off of Fibonacci. So if we plot our Fibonacci from the most recent low here, that's this low here to this high here, you'll see that price came back down, tapped that Fibonacci level before we started pushing to the upside. So you see that this Fibonacci is actually like something very, very powerful. And that's why I like using it. It's simple, straightforward, but then it's very, very powerful. Most times price will tend to like respect it. Do you get? So that being said, if you guys have any currency pairs you want us to take a look at, please drop them in the chat box so we look at it before we call it an evening. So let's go to one sec. Let me plug my Fibonacci and leave it here. Let's go to something like GBP USD. GJ. Okay, someone said we should look at GJ. That's GBP, GBP, JPY. What is this? Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy, honestly. Now, if you look at GJ, most recent structure, we sort of like had a range here. So we sort of like had a range here. Something like this, something like this. Maybe something like this on the 4 hour time frame. And then this move to the upside behaved like it was exiting the range, and then it just came back into the range. Honestly, in conditions like this, I will most likely not trade. I'll just lock up. I would like to see price exit this range on a higher time frame first. And we can actually see this when we drop to the lower time frame, because you see that the market started trending to the upside. We're creating series of like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then all of a sudden, we just had that whole melt to the downside. Do you get the whole idea? So for now, I'll just wait to see if price will properly break to the downside, or it will go back and then properly break to the upside. So for now, it's just sit out and then see what will happen. So I just saw that somebody just joined. If you have any current pair you'd like us to take a look at, please drop it in the chat box. So let's look at GBP USD. Oh, wow. This is a melt to the downside. This is crazy. Let's start from the 4 hour time frame and then try to like investigate what is happening. So this one too is the same thing. We have like a range to the downside. Sorry, a range here. Say high of the range here. And then price just broke to the downside. So if we drop to the lower time frame too, you see that that's being reflected also. You see that price just created like a lower low. What I would like to see price do is properly do this lower high here and then sell to the downside. So once it sells to the downside, now I'll be looking at that whole retracement. We take like sells from there and then continue to the downside. But then for now, the bias is leaning towards the downside, but I've not confirmed it yet because we've not had like these two lower lows to the downside out of that range yet. So I'm waiting for that. Let's look at Euro USD. Please, if there's any other currency pair you guys want us to take a look at, you can drop it in the comment. Look at this very nice sell. So let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, okay, okay. This is like a grand scheme of things. We have like this whole overall 4 hour range. So like say, and this whole leg to the downside here is looking like a downtrend on the 1 hour time frame. See this whole push to the downside. Let me highlight it with like a green color so you guys will see what I mean. Let me highlight it to the green color. So let's drop to like the 1 hour time frame so you guys will see. See all this part I highlighted to the with a green color. See that one move on the what's the time frame on the 4 hour time frame. You see that on this time frame now, it's more or less looking like a shift. This uptrend that was happening this side changed to this. We created like this higher low, failure to create higher high, then lower low. We broke below this previous higher low, lower high, then another lower low, lower high, and then price is pushing to the downside. Honestly, this thing is very, very tricky because price might tap this 4 hour low of this range and then decide to start buying. Do you understand? So for now, what you could do is if price tap here and then starts pushing to the upside, and then we don't, if we don't get that buy to the upside, yeah, and then price still continues and then like maybe comes down to create like another lower low, then we might start looking for sells. But honestly, if it starts pushing up, then we can start looking at something like this. Price starts creating higher high, higher low. You can look to catch small buys before it hits the top of the range. You get something like that. But honestly, it's for me, it's a low probability market condition. So I think that's just it from my side. I've looked at why I did not look at NZUSD and AUDS is because they don't have like clean setups on it yet. The setups are very, very ugly. Trust me, for someone that trades NZUSD and AUDS, for me to say that setups are ugly, it means it's actually very, very ugly. So for now, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for more market structure. Let me see what price will do first before I decide to either buy or sell. Do you guys have any questions or any currency pairs you want us to take a look at before we call it an evening? So currently we have clean setups on gold and then BTC USD. Wow, somebody's just joining. So this person that is just joining, we have almost rounded up our analysis session. But then for those that are just joining, this video is going to be uploaded on YouTube. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe to the page. Yeah. And again, I would like to introduce you guys to I think I told you guys earlier that I'll look for like a good broker for you guys to be using. So for a while now, I've been using even the trade I took today was with the new broker I've been using. It's Valitax. Let me show it to you guys, valitax.com. Yeah, so show you guys. So login. So what I like about these guys is that they have like a very nice spread. Aside that, they have this whole thing where their lowest amount to deposit is $1. So especially for those of us that are looking for, how will I put it, accounts to trade, but then you don't have much to fund. Like Xness, I think the limit is I think $10 or $20, and then for their professional accounts is 500. But then for this one, if you look at this, let me try adding an account so you look at what I'm saying. So real accounts, they have both MC4 and then MC5. You see that we have their ECN account, that's the one without spread. If you look at here, see this place here, you see 0 pips from 0 pips. So you don't have any spread on this account. The least is $50. If you go to somewhere like Xness, the least you can deposit on this type of accounts is $500. And the rest of the accounts, you see minimum deposit is $1, minimum deposit $1, minimum deposit $1. Do you get? And then their deposit and withdrawal is very, very fast. If you see I have like my $500 in it, that's what I'm using to like trade on my real accounts. You get? Let me show you guys. So see my account here, real accounts, MC5. It's a standard account. Spread is very, very nice. So if you're looking to use it, I'm going to drop. Let me drop the link in the comments. Sorry, in the chat box, so you guys can use to register it. Trust me, you'd enjoy it. 1 second, let me see. Let me get the link. And then they also have an app. They also have an app. And anybody that has any issues from our community, all these ones you have issues for of withdrawal, deposit, or brokers who hold your money because of verification and shit. Because you're in this whole 123 Forex community, all your problems are going to like be solved very, very fast. Do you understand? We have like a direct line with their support. So please, you can look to like register with it. Register with it. Fund. You don't need to like fund anything much. You can just fund small and then test it out. Do you understand? Don't take my word for it. Test it out and then see if it's something that you align with. Fine, then you can use. Jerry, you joined this session late. I say, Jerry, the buy is on BTC. Was it Fibonacci that you used to catch it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I saw the entry. It was this very, very nice Fibonacci entry. Where's my BTC? Let me show you. Do you know I plotted that thing? Yeah, I swear I forgot. Now forget why I forget. If not, I for jump on now. I
I've
plotted.
been I've been eat, I've been eating with BTC since last week.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's very, very nice. See what I was saying here. So see, let me remove. See now, I don't plot another Fibonacci. Keep this one. I don't want to miss it, so I put like an alert there. So see, I already have like an alert there. So this whole move to the upside. This was like very, very nice. One candlestick straight to the upside, man. I don't think there's anything much more sweeter than that.
I swear. Oh.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, nice one, nice one, nice one. At least now, like this, you're trading the gear better now. Small, 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 small.
I, I know like you like very better now. Nah,
Yeah.
just make I just be consistent.
That's good to know. That's good to know, to be honest. That's good to know. Yeah, so like I was telling the other guy that just joined, honestly, we have ended the session. We've looked at the only setup we have here, or the only setup we have looked at is gold and then BTC. So on BTC, this is what I have, Fibonacci, and then on gold is the same thing, still Fib. I'm looking at price retracing to tap, almost the same type of entry we had today. Price come back, tap, and then go to the upside. Other currency pairs are just doing some kind of movement I really don't understand. So these are the two I'm looking to trade. Yeah. So
USJPY also there's one trend there too. I'm seeing
let
of
me see
Fibonacci.
USD JPY.
Yes.
How now? As how?
No, just observe now. Just dey like me say just they talk too.
Let's see. This thing is ranging. Most of these currency pairs are ranging now. Make I show you everything I mean. See this 4 hour time frame. See the low of the range here.
Yeah.
See like the high of the range. High of the range I will use here because all these other exits to the upside are just fake outs. So you see all these exits, you see as price still come back inside.
What
This
kind of
monthly,
water flows that toilet? It's still a smell.
this one to the upside too might just be another like fake out, and then it might like still come back inside the range again. So it's just it. So it's just stay clear of it until we see like clear exits to the upside or to the downside.
Okay.
You get the whole idea. So any other question before we call it an evening? Okay, so in the absence of any other questions, I would like to call it an evening. Please, you guys should have a very wonderful trading week ahead. Yeah, stay peeping, yeah, and please pay attention to the group because as if this week is going to be a very, very good week. BTC, good. Let's see how we can like make as much money as we can. Yeah, take care of yourselves, guys, and catch you guys some other time. Now, person just they join this session.